Hi, I'm Dr. Deborah Duncan Owens, and welcome to the Department of Debucation. I'm a literacy professor, a researcher of education policy, and possibly most importantly, a teacher with over 3 decades of experience on the front lines of education. Thanks for tuning in. If you like what you hear, please be kind enough to hit the like button and subscribe. That would be much appreciated. Well, as of January, there's a new sheriff in town. That's Washington, D.C., of course. And the sheriff's deputies are working really hard. And they're working so fast that it's almost difficult to keep up with all the executive orders, memos, and headlines. And the biggest boogeyman, undoubtedly, is DEI: diversity, equity, and inclusion. So I decided to check the Federal Department of Education website. After all, DEI is a major focus for educators at all levels, for kindergarten teachers, professors who teach undergraduate students seeking education degrees and certification to teach any grade level, or those like me who teach graduate level students. I wondered how the controversies associated with the movement to completely eliminate DEI policies was impacting my profession. I wasn't quite prepared for what I encountered on the Department of Education's website. I was hit with a dizzying array of press releases masquerading as policies. And when I scratched the surface of the headlines, they read like propaganda pieces designed to create alarm and push the agenda of the new sheriff in town. I teach literacy education courses, so my eyes immediately went to the headline about book banning. What? Yep, the headline, dated January 24th, 2025, reads U.S. Department of Education ends Biden's book ban hoax. A hoax? I mean, a hoax refers to something that is overtly deceptive. So book bans weren't taking place? Really? And just how is Biden to blame for some supposed hoax related to book bans? Well, according to the press release, President Biden is responsible because in June 2023, he announced that he would appoint a book ban coordinator in the Office of Civil Rights to develop guidance and training to deter schools from limiting students' access to books that might promote DEI, or as our new administration describes them, as books that are sexually graphic or racially divisive, whatever that means. I couldn't really find the name of the person President Biden appointed as the book ban coordinator. By September 2023, the position hadn't yet been filled. Regardless, the most important thing to remember is that book banning was never a hoax. It was a very real and coordinated effort by groups like Moms for Liberty. Yeah, the group that rose to fame with their anti masking campaign during the COVID pandemic. They loved their newly found power and influence and kept going, promoting book bans and social emotional learning programs. In fact, the founder of Moms for Liberty is taking her book banning influence to the Heritage Foundation as a visiting fellow in parental rights. Yes, that's the Heritage Foundation that brought us Project 2025, the blueprint for President Trump's administration. So buckle up, teachers and libraries. The pedal is on the metal, and gasoline is being poured into the engine of the book banning machine. PEN America, has been vigilantly monitoring the book banning movement in the United States. They report that more than 10,000 instances of school book bans occurred in the 2023 to 2024 school year, nearly tripling the number from the previous year. The books targeted for banning are overwhelmingly those that feature people of color and or LGBTQ plus people. I encourage you to follow the news about book banning on PEN America's website, https://pen.org. Book banning is just one tentacle in the anti-DEI movement. A prominent press release on the Department of Education's website declares, U.S. Department of Education takes action to eliminate DEI. Notable actions include dissolution of the department's Diversity and Inclusion Council, effective immediately. Dissolution of the Employee Engagement, Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, Accessibility Council within the Office for Civil Rights, effective immediately and pursuant to President Trump's executive order ending radical and wasteful government DEI programs and preferencing. Cancellation of ongoing DEI training and service contracts. Withdrawal of the department's Equity Action Plan. Replacement of career department staff tasked with implementing the previous administration's DEI initiatives on paid administrative leave and identification for removal of over 200 web pages from the department's website that house DEI resources and encourage schools and institutions of higher education to promote or endorse harmful ideological programs. So that's going to take some time to digest. I'll have to spend some time reviewing all of these actions. What web pages will disappear or are already gone? We know the new sheriff's deputies are acting very quickly to erase any reference to diversity, inclusion, and equity from policies and, in the bargain, erase the identities of the people that are impacted. And how about this press release? The U.S. Department of Education to enforce 2020 Title IX rule protecting women. So how does this fit in with the current anti-DEI movement? On January 31st, the U.S. Department of Education sent a Dear Colleague letter to K-12 schools and institutions of higher education, advising educators and administrators that the department's Office for Civil Rights will enforce the Trump administration's 2020 Title IX rule. The press release states, under the Trump administration, the Education Department will champion equal opportunity for all Americans, including women and girls, by protecting their right to safe and separate facilities and activities in schools, colleges, and universities, according to Civil Rights Assistant Secretary Craig Traynor. Facilities in this case doesn't just mean locker rooms or those associated with sports. Oh, it's much more than that. Just take a look at yet another press release on the Department of Education's website. U.S. Department of Education launches investigation into Denver public schools for converting girls' restroom to all-gender facility. Well, you just have to scratch the surface on that headline, and you'll find that it is really about one bathroom in one school in Denver that was designated an all-gender restroom at the request of students. But wait, there's more. And all of this before the new Secretary of the Department of Education, former Worldwide Wrestling CEO Linda McMahon, has even been approved by Congress.